What if the most dangerous thing AI ever learns isn't how to remember everything forever, but how to make things disappear permanently? Today, we're talking about the great forgetting, the moment artificial intelligence stops being a data hoarder and becomes the architect of digital oblivion. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to see why forgetting might actually be the next superpower of AI, and why it could also become the scariest. Let's jump in. Imagine this. Every click, every photo, every late-night Uber receipt, every heartbeat from your smartwatch, it's all stored somewhere forever. Right now, the world creates about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every single day. That's a 2.5 followed by 18 zeros. And for the last 30 years, the tech industry's motto has basically been, storage is cheap. Keep everything. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. What if keeping everything is starting to destroy us? In the first 6 months of 2025 alone, there were 1,732 publicly disclosed data breaches. That's up 5% from last year. And get this, 70% of people now say they don't trust companies with AI and their personal data. We're drowning in information, and we're terrified of it at the same time. So here's the crazy idea at the heart of today's video. The next leap in artificial intelligence might not be bigger models, faster chips, or perfect memory. It might be teaching AI how to intelligently forget. We're calling it digital amnesia, AI systems that don't just store data. They decide what deserves to live forever and what gets permanently erased. Yeah, permanent deletion. Not moved to the trash and empty later. I mean cryptographically, from every backup, gone forever deletion. And before you say, that sounds insane, hear me out, because this is already starting to happen. First, let's talk about the hidden costs of keeping everything. Every extra file you keep is another potential ransom note waiting to happen. Security experts have a saying, data that doesn't exist can't be stolen. But right now, most companies are terrified to delete anything because what if we need it later? Data centers already eat 1 to 2% of all electricity on Earth. A huge chunk of that power is spent keeping decades-old, never again looked at files alive on spinning disks. Delete the junk data, shrink the carbon footprint. It's that direct. Data scientists say they spend 60 to 80% of their time just cleaning garbage data before they can do anything useful. We've created digital obesity, companies so stuffed with data they can't move. Okay, so what would an AI that knows how to forget actually look like? Picture an AI that constantly scans every database, every log file, every customer record, and asks 5 brutal questions. Why did we collect this in the first place? Do we still need it? Could keeping it hurt someone? Could deleting it hurt someone? If nobody's looked at this in 5 years, why are we still paying to babysit it? Then, and this is the wild part, it doesn't just flag stuff for deletion. It can actually pull the trigger, wipe the file, overwrite the sectors, destroy the encryption keys, purge every backup copy, and write an unbreakable audit trail that says exactly why it disappeared. This isn't sci-fi. We already have the tech pieces, smart classification models that understand context, cryptographic key destruction for true irreversibility, immutable audit logs on blockchains. We're just missing the willingness to flip the default from keep forever to delete unless proven necessary. So what happens if we get this right? First, privacy explodes in the best way. Right now, when a company says, we'll protect your data, they usually mean, we'll keep it forever, but add some locks. Digital amnesia says, when the reason we collected your data is over, poof, it's gone. No more trusting their future security team. Second, breaches get way less scary. Imagine the Equifax breach, but 90% of the stolen data was already deleted years earlier because it was no longer needed. Damage contained. Third, the internet gets cleaner. Less digital exhaust. Less noise. Higher signal. Companies actually know what data they have instead of praying the regulators never ask. And yes, lower electric bills and a happier planet. Okay, now the dark side, because this power is absolutely terrifying in the wrong hands. Imagine a government that decides certain events never happened, and every photo, every document, every witness backup just vanishes overnight. George Orwell's memory hole, but on steroids and automated. Or picture big companies hiring reputation management firms that quietly erase customer complaints, safety reports, or evidence of bad behavior. Or even worse, the quiet, accidental forgetting. An AI quietly deletes the only copy of some research dataset because low future utility score, and nobody notices until it's too late. Whoever controls the delete button controls reality. So how do we get the good without the apocalyptic bad? Here are the 5 safeguards we desperately need. Total transparency. Every deletion logged forever. Publicly auditable. Human veto power. No automated deletion of anything historically sensitive without people signing off. Protected memory vaults. Certain categories get locked away from any amnesia system. Decentralized control. No single company or government gets the master delete key. A right to challenge. If you think something important is about to be erased, you can appeal. Get these right, and digital amnesia becomes a privacy superweapon. Get them wrong, and we're living in a choose-your-own-reality dystopia. So here's the big question I want you to sit with. We've spent decades teaching machines how to remember everything. Maybe the real test of intelligence is knowing what to forget. Because humans don't remember every second of our lives. We remember the moments that matter and let the rest fade. Maybe that's not a bug. Maybe that's wisdom. I want to know where you land on this. Is strategic forgetting the future of privacy or the fast lane to 1984? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Best ones get pinned. And if you want more deep dives into the weird future we're building together, hit subscribe and ring that bell because things are about to get a lot stranger. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.